That is the hair of a Greek god. Clearly, the good Lord blessed him with 2 brothers worth of hair. One of them does. Even more beautiful than Andrew's hair is his beautiful bride, Eliana, of course. In the incredible best man speech that Andrew gave at my wedding, if you haven't seen it, try to catch it. It's on iCloud somewhere. He explained the term DM, or direct message. To continue my brother's trends in educating our older audience, I'd like to explain a term called the friend zone. It occurs when someone, typically a man, is romantically interested in a woman, but she is not interested back, so she just wants to stay friends. Well, in the past, my brother Andrew was the president, vice president, secretary, and assistant regional manager. But Eliana, for those who don't know, works in human resources and just gave my brother the promotion of his life. Out of the friend zone, into the wife zone. Andrew, congrats on the promotion. Eliana, you hired the right man for the job. Also in Andrew's best man speech, he highlighted a lot of crazy similarities that we have. But to try and explain these similarities, I need to tell Andrew's origin story. And not many people know this. So let me take you back to the early 90s. It's just me, my mom, my dad. One day, I looked at the 3 of us and I said, guys, we could use a 4th. I was just 6 years old, but it's true. I told my parents I wanted a sibling. In response, my dad tells me, how about I get you a Nintendo? I said, no, Dad, I want a brother, and I'm naming him Andrew. And my parents delivered. I got a brother, and they threw in a Nintendo. Life was great. Now, I learned 2 things from this experience. First, with my dad, I cashed out on favors with him way too early. I'd be like, hey Dad, if I get $1, he'd be like, I already got you a Nintendo and a brother. What more do you want? And I'm like, Dad, that was 30 years ago. Second, more importantly, without 6-year-old me asking for a brother, my brother, Andrew Montez Anjelly, would not exist. So while there are many thank yous for today's wedding, my mom and dad, Father Dean and Stephanie, many friends and family here are not here today, my brother is the biggest you're welcome. From me to him, for being alive. Still doesn't thank you. In all seriousness, despite me and Andrew's 7-year age gap, pretty early on, I did not view Andrew as my little brother. He was just my brother, my equal. One of my most dependable and trustworthy relationships. We were not equal on a couple things here and there. For example, hair, where Andrew clearly excels. Or coolness, where I excelled. I'm just kidding. The big brother is never cooler. And in terms of sense of humor, I hate to admit this, but my brother is way funnier. Let me tell you, his funny side was there from day one. He was just blessed with his legendary God-given humor. But back to my point, it was amazing that Andrew and I got to connect on so many things together. So a few years ago, when we both jumped on the dating app trends, it became another great bonding and growth moment for us. And well, the ending of those stories were pretty sweet. I met my wife, Mariana. Soon after, Andrew met Eliana, of course. Speaking of Eliana, it's very easy to see why Andrew fell in love with you. If I spoke of all your good qualities, I'd be here for quite a while. But I'll try to mention a few. You're incredibly kind. You love Disney. You love dogs. Very good. I gotta admit, you are by far my favorite person who works in human resources. Ask Andrew, I've worked a lot of jobs, so I know. And I know it's not just because you work at Nickelodeon and your boss is SpongeBob. I know you're just awesome like that. In fact, you are literally a dream come true for Andrew, more than you realize. As I mentioned, when I was 6, I wanted a brother. But when Andrew was 6, true story, he wanted to trade our lovely mother for our friend's dog. Marcos, where are you? There he is. Thank you for not accepting that trade. His dog for our mom. Eliana, on behalf of me and my mom, huge thanks to you and to Melly for making Andrew dog dad. Anyways, my next story is a delightful one about Eliana's first visit to the Anjelly household. One day I came home. I have no idea what's going on, but my mom is cooking up a storm, as mothers tend to do, and she's prepping the dining room, which is only for special guests. It's not for me and my dad. So I'm excited, of course, but I wasn't sure what to think. So I went downstairs, and when I did, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, that day I witnessed a miracle. I saw my brother, Andrew Montez Anjelly, vacuuming. I never saw it before. I tell him, stop performing wonders for a second. And I said, is everything okay? And he says in his signature voice, we have a guest coming. And my mind is racing. Who would he vacuum for? I came to my senses and Andrew told me there's his girlfriend coming over. So I think, wow, this must be one special girl. I should show him how to dust too. So Eliana came over, had dinner, and of course we had a great time. Honestly, I don't remember much that night because it just went so smoothly. Why wouldn't it? Me, my wife, Andrew, Eliana, my mom. What could go wrong? Well, there was one wild card that night. All I remember that night is when Eliana heard my dad, Montez, the Wufaknia dad, say a culturally insensitive joke. Yes, I remember the joke. No, I'm not repeating it. Something about my dad. He's very honest. I won't tell that joke to anyone. But I was a little concerned, special dining room, special guest, not so special joke. So I checked in with her later, just being a good host, said, hey, Eliana, how's it going? And she said, it's going well. Your family's really nice, especially your dad. I'm relieved. Thank God. She can handle my dad, plus she can handle my brother's brand of humor. Eliana is a keeper. So Andrew knows I try to prepare in life as much as I can, sometimes to a fault. So before marriage, I got know what prepared me before leaving my parents. The wife, actually. God himself said a man shall leave his father and mother and his his wife, and the two are united to one. I agreed. I said, man. So I went to my mom and said, Mom, I miss you. I really miss your food. I went to my dad and said, Dad, just take care of yourself, man. Just take care. And I'll miss you too. Also, before marriage, you know what prepared me for leaving my brother and my best friends? Nothing prepared me for that. This is the part where I wrote, don't cry, and my brother's words, grow up. And I wasn't prepared because I realized something. For me, after my faith, marriage has been the most important investing in my life. Before marriage, the most important investing in my life was brother. Andrew, it goes without saying that I love you. Cashing in on all my favors with Dad was the greatest decision that I made growing up. I know I'm 7 years older than you, but you have no idea how much I look up to you, admire you, and learn from you. I could not have asked for a better brother. You know that I had to bump you to second place because of marriage, but I know you've done the same to me, so it's probably third place after your dog. I always have and always will cherish our brotherhood. Eliana, it also goes without saying that I love you. You're the perfect complement to my brother, and I couldn't be happier for you two. I'm so thankful to have an amazing sister like you now. I pray that you guys have an amazing marriage together, and please remember I'm always there for you and I do anything for you. Hope I've proven that by singing a Whopper-themed wedding song during this best man speech / dad roast. Speaking of, now it's time to raise your glass. No, I'm just messing with you. In the spirit of my brother's humor, we have a very special and unique toast to the bride and groom. Not everyone may understand it, but I promise that they will. Please raise your glass with one hand. And this is the different part. With your other hand, I want you to give a light, side-to-side wave, like so. Look at them, not me. See that for me? Exactly.